Hello and welcome back to Sunless Sunday, where we sail the Sunless Sea with me, Bardon, and Lady Sakura. We are going to leave Abbey Rock. Our next port of call is going to be Shepherd's Isle. And we're going to go up to Chapel of Light and Abbot Horizon. Coming past Westergren's Fire now. We should have gone the other side, would have been better. But we're this far around now. Fuel and supplies have looked better, but we should be able to manage. We're not that far from Mount Palmerston, which is where I'm planning to buy more. Oh, do you know what I didn't do? I didn't get the something wait, so I'm going to have to wait outside for a minute and do that. Let's just wait here. Oh, still going backwards. Not good. Now I am wasting fuel, and now I am getting worried about how things are going to work out. Don't get too close, because then it screws it over. Yeah, too much faffing about there, definitely. Move forward a little bit. Then cut the engine there. Then let it drift. It's better. Any second now. There we go. Then we pop. Right, yeah, that's better. Okay. So let's get a port report first. Oh yes, my yes. There's been goings on. In the bleak light of the false stars, surface rolling like a porridge pot. Up with a roar of steam and flash of fire. 3 widows swimming, tentacles, and then we saw His Highness. There is rather a lot of this material. Okay, and then next will be which one? The rest of the Z, the bearded watchman scoffs. Here's where you need to be. We don't talk about the rest of the Z. 7 supplies, 2 mushroom wine. No, don't need that. I think we're going to do this one. In return, he will show you a secret graveyard populated by curious corpses in curious boxes. The tomb. It takes your trophy and nods. Wrestled one of those devils once. I'd show you the scar, but decency forbids. He leads you to a low cliff. Leaning over, you see a grassy stair cut into the rock. It leads to a dripping cave against one wall. Coffins are arranged in a careful line. Some la-di-da Lund family bring their dead here. Sail up to the black ship, they do. In a black ship. Help yourself to the oldest ones. They won't notice. Okay, cool, we got that. Then, okay, we're done. Right, so we're going to leave here and head north again. So Chapel of Light is the next place we're looking at. It's a big expanse, so we're gonna obviously racking up the terror on the way across here. I can't speed up because our fuel situation does not allow it. The Kisgara vortex. Yeah, well, luckily we're slightly away. Oh, hey there, Nomad. No, we do not want to tangle with you. Thank you. Yeah, that's bad. Let's try and avoid you as much as we can. Can we squeeze by there? Just about. Recurring nightmare watched. Okay, so 33% or 16%. I'm going to try confront the nightmare. The water around you is steaming, boiling, the eyes rise. Here it comes, here you go. Oh, I've got to try it. Too bright. Its eyes rise like the moon. You look on it, unflinching, as long as you can. In the gaze its gaze strips you of every defense, your pride, your courage, your skin, your flesh. When its gaze falls on your naked bones, the terror wakes you screaming. Your crew watch you warily. They're beginning to lose faith in you. No. I do not like that at all. But that's what it is, okay? So let's just continue on, slow down a bit. Screw you, Nomad. We wouldn't have had that if you hadn't been about. Because you would have been in port by now. Okay, well, let's gather some intelligence. What occurs here between the darkness and the light? A smiling priest in a red cassock tends a chapel. The congregation are shy of light. They come and go in little ships, and it's strangely difficult to count them. Perhaps some of them are imaginary. Still, you know the name of a ship or two. Okay, and I'm not going to deal any more with you. We're going to continue on. Yeah, that's why I was worried about terror, because that's what can happen. It can just go, oh, you got no terror? Here you go. Here's 50 of it. Screw you. Then we had Mount Nomad that decided, hey, I'm going to do more than 10% of your total hull in damage in one hit. Okay, so let's gather intelligence here. Such as there is to gather. Out here where nothing moves. Nothing moves. This stillness is itself of interest to reality. It is not impossible someone foolish might attempt to open the gate. It is not inconceivable that it might open from the other side. And what then? Okay, and then we set off. So next is Mount Parmesan, which you really need to get to because of our fuel situation. I'm wondering if my fuel and supplies had been in a better situation, whether would I had to go a Mount Nomad. I don't think I would. It is something that I'd love to be able to kill, but I just don't think with this ship we can do it. I think if we traded this ship in for there's a one above this that's more geared towards fighting, then we could maybe have a go at it. but current configuration, I don't think so. Nicely hooking the coast around here. Okay, let's pop in there. Right, let's chat with the port folk about the Brimstone Convention. There was a revolution in hell, and the aristocracy of devils fled here. Here they plot in exile. A shrug and a curse. They don't do us any harm. They stay up there, we stay down there. If hell's fighting itself, that's good for us all, isn't it? Port. Now, I'm not going to dig among the ruins. I'm going to go to the shop. I'm going to buy some fuel. Okay, then we're going to supplement our supplies as well. Good. Then we've got the crater. Let's visit her and see what the story is. Perhaps it's time for a cup of honey fungus tea. Almost there. Look down and see Port Palmerston like a toy, and the ruins like gravel. You've come far, but the volcano's cone still rears above you. Rest a little before you go the last half mile. The Whistle Devilish. The road to the crater ends at a brass gate in the crater wall. Beside it stands an oddly charming little cottage. It's thrown together from pumice and basalt, but it features honeysuckle. An equally charming devilish in a tea gown leans across the cottage wall, twirling a parasol and fanning herself. I'm the guardian of this place, she remarks languidly. You may not pass, but I offer you a cup of amylary tea. The devilish disconsolate. She pours the tea with a shaking hand. Her eyes are distant, the lights, the agonies, the scalding mists of lead. I miss them so. I long to return from exile. I was such a fool. There's no future with the convention. Will you help me? I overhear things here at the gate. The convention's plans. Take them back to London for me. The officialdom of hell will show gratitude to me, and I will show gratitude to you. She hands you an envelope. Unsealed, she points out. I choose to trust you. She's certainly lying. Devils do not trust. Okay, we have one message. Right. And that is where we let's go on one more port actually, and then we're going to end. So we're going to go to Anth and we'll end there. I'm just thinking though, the next one's going to be another session. So I wonder, will I remember to go to station 3 now that we have the lockbox? Maybe we will. Maybe we won't, eh? And so, and we go kind of in this direction. Just to find a point where we can go below. There we go. I don't think we're that far away. I think it's the entrance is somewhere about here. Could be wrong. Yep, it's just about there. Okay, pop in. Let's get a report. Jarmonty will want stories of this place, rumours and extrapolations. Access to ant is restricted by type of sharpness. Those who are sharp in the ears do not necessarily mingle with the sharp-tongued. As for the inhabitants who are sharp throughout their full bodies, they don't circulate much. There is said to be a cavern, broad and shallow-floored, where the perfectly sharp grow old together. They aren't capable of anyone else's company anymore. At least, that's what you're told, and you can hardly go and ask. At any rate, they are more like growing crystals than like people, slowly expanding and bonding with the rock. Okay, let's visit Rosie in her chamber. She is both healer and patient, convalescing in an ice bath among the sharp spleen. The Antians speak of her often. Ice crystals. The air gets chillier as you approach, and there are patches of frost on the walls. Is there anything we can do for her? Let's perform a drowny hymn. There might be a healing effect to its harmonies. Unmoving alien. The song and all it celebrates is alien to Rosina. She cannot understand it well enough to be moved by it. The confusion and apathy are a tonic to her ambience. Her skin cools and she looks significantly healthier than she did before. Okay, that's good. Then we can offer her a needle of Fortis. If you tell her it's a sort of medicine, she might permit it. In the upper arm, beneath the skin, Rosina makes no sound as you puncture her arm. In a moment she knows that you have tricked her. There is some horrible recollection in the needle, and she weeps as she remembers it. Her cheeks are flushed with the effect of ambience, and the tears evaporate away again almost at once. So I think we actually countered what we did. Yeah, we healed her a bit and then we injured her, so probably don't do that again. Okay, and then return to the rest of Ant. Okay, so I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. I hope you have enjoyed. I hope you are keeping safe out there, and see you next time. Goodbye. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button there on the right, or checking out some other videos here on the left, or perhaps you might even share with some friends.